We're going to save the Bills and Patriots recap for the end, save the best for last, and we'll start off with the worst of them all, the worst teams in the division, which is the Dolphins, losing to the Carolina Panthers with the final
Don't be
score.
disrespectful. Let's start out
Whoa!
with the Jets, the worst team in the division. Let's start out with the Jets. Let's do this the right way.
No. Listen, I'm hosting
Worst
TD.
is first. Worst is first.
Oh, man, fine. We'll
Let's
start off
knock
with the
it out,
worst.
Richie. Come on.
We'll get the worst out of the way. I mean, really? I mean, listen, man. There's not much I'm gonna rant about on this freaking game. But yeah, man, Jets Cowboys. Let's start off with this one. The Jets had a chance to get their first win of the season against the Dallas Cowboys, and it was an absolute nightmare, bro. And I'll just keep this, short and sweet because it's very obvious how the Jets lost this football game. It was one sequence. It took 2 minutes for the Jets to lose this football game. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock in the second quarter before halftime. The Jets are down 10-3, and they're marching down the field about to tie it up 10-10. Knocking on the door, Breece Hall gets a first down run that would have set up first and goal at the 5-yard line, but instead, he fumbled the rock, turned the ball over in the red zone. Exactly what happened against the Dolphins. And what happened when the Jets turned the ball over against Miami on that first opening drive after having a productive, drive? Everything compounded and spiraled. The Jets don't know how to handle a turnover. It's like they make one mistake and then they just forget how to play football. And then after that, they let a 95-yard drive down the football field. The Dallas Cowboys score a touchdown. So it's a 14-point swing. You blink, it's 17-3. All right, well, let's go out there, maybe get some points before half. There's like a minute left. A minute left in the first half, right? And the Jets try to get some 3 points. No, 3 and out. Punt the ball to Dallas, score 17-3. There's like 45 seconds to go. The Cowboys has the best kicker in football. So you're like, oh, they could possibly get 3 points. That would be a disaster. Hopefully we can keep them out of field goal range. What happens on the first play? They hand it off to Javonte Williams. He goes 70 yards because we just missed every tackle imaginable. He gets tackled at the 3-yard line, and the next play is a touchdown. You blink, it's 23-3 at half. That's a wrap. Wrap it up. The Jets are not built to come back from that. And they lost that game right in that sequence. And then all from then on out, the Jets are just playing catch up. They're filling up empty stats. I mean, Justin Fields is the best fantasy football quarterback you can have because, boy, oh boy, is he going to be flooding those stat sheets and filling up those fantasy points. But it's just a disaster, man. The Jets' defense is a disgrace on third down still. Just a lack of anything schematically that you can imagine. They're just showing their hand too early, and the Jets are not built to come back from behind from that magnitude, and the Jets fall to 0-5. It's a dark day. The Saints and the Titans, they both win, so the Jets are now the only team in the NFL without a win, and they have sole possession of the first overall pick in the 2025 Jets. That's all I have to in the 2026 NFL draft. That's all I have to say about this freaking team, man. It's just disappointing. Dan, I'll give you your thoughts about this matchup between the Jets and the Cowboys. Yeah. I'm assuming you picked the Cowboys to win, so it's not shocking to you. But what are your biggest takeaways in that game?
So I got to tell you what, man. At one point it was 30-6, and then of course the New York Jets end up putting up 16 points in the fourth quarter, otherwise known as some garbage time. It's rough, right? Especially with the Dallas Cowboys team that did not have CeeDee Lamb. You had a guy named Ryan Flournoy. I had no idea who the hell that guy was. 6 receptions, 114 yards, absolutely destroying the secondary. Followed by a fool named Hunter Lupke. All right, who's that? All right, who is that? I think that there are some big question marks when it comes into this Jets team. But again, I do at least want to provide some perspective for some Jets fans out there. I think this is normal with the new head coach. And you end up looking at a lot of different Jets fans saying, oh my God, is he? But no, I honestly think that it follows a very similar path of a brand new head coach. I'm not sure if this Jets organization is going to be patient though, right? And that's my fear. I think I wouldn't put it past Woody Johnson to go on ahead and just fire him midway through the season. How I look at the Jets and any sort of head coaching move, your first year, that guy does not have the personnel that's going to be able to run his system. He knows that, right? I think next offseason, that's when you start to see some pretty big name players get the boot or / get traded, and he starts bringing in some new guys that run his overall system. I know Jets fans are frustrated with his antics, how he handles the media. At first, you were celebrating him by doing that, but unfortunately wins have not been added to the equation here. I don't really see a path for the Jets to win more than 3 to 4 games this year. I could be wrong. Maybe. I suppose their schedule does lighten up a little bit. But I still think that this is year one. And I honestly think that Aaron Glenn went into this season knowing that this was going to be the results. Because, again, he doesn't have the personnel that he envisions for this Jets team. So I'd recommend being somewhat patient.
Yeah, Jets fans don't know what patience is. We've been bad 14 years in a row. So the word patience is something that Jets fans just don't want to embrace, which I totally understand. But at the end of the day, man, if you are a Jets fan, expect the greatest right away. I don't know. But we did not expect it to be this bad. And that's where it's just really frustrating as a Jets fan. And I agree with what you said there, Dan. Just from this perspective alone, this roster was inherited by Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, and you can tell that they're establishing an identity, and they're going to weave out the guys that fit the culture, the guys that don't. And the big question, of course, is going to be, when will there be a breakthrough? Will there be a breakthrough like the Detroit Lions had when Aaron Glenn was a DC? Or is this just another head coach, first-time head coach is going to get fired? I don't think the Jets are going to fire him midway through the season. I also have a hot take, even if the Jets go 0-17, which is not happening, by the way. Let me say that. I don't think Aaron Glenn's getting canned. I really think that the Jets are going to give him an opportunity to build this team the right way. Saleh got 4 years. I'd be shocked if Glenn gets fired after the first year. Colby, your thoughts of that Jets and Dallas game? And yeah, any takeaways you have? And TD's coming back, guys. He's just entering his studio now, so TD will be back in a minute.
Yeah, so I look at this game, and obviously I didn't pick the Jets to win. And look, I'll be completely honest with you. Well, I didn't have the Jets being a great team this year. I did think that they would be better than they have been. And look, it's just the beginning of the season, and there's a lot more football to ultimately still be played. All we can go off of is what we know. I'm not going to be delusional, and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to tell you that the Jets are going to go on some winning streak, or they're going to start winning games, or that, you know, by the end of the season, Aaron Glenn is going to actually look like a competent head coach. I'm not going to say these things because so far we've seen the exact opposite of that. And until I see these things come to fruition, I'm not going to say that they are going to happen. And it's just, it really mind boggles me that the way that the Jets are showing promise is the way that we weren't ultimately expecting. Like, I think this offense under Justin Fields has been better than we ultimately projected that it was going to be. I think Breece Hall has been better than we projected him to be. We thought this team was going to struggle on the offensive side of the football, was going to be inconsistent, but the defense was going to be what kept them in these games with a top 10 defense that even had the potential to be top 5. The defense is absolutely terrible, and it's what's killing you, and it's what's losing you games. And the crazy part to that is that Aaron Glenn is supposed to be this defensive-minded coach. So with that being said, he should be able to make this defense look a lot better. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to buy into this philosophy that, oh, well, you know, the roster isn't exactly what he wants yet. Yes, that is certainly part of the reason. But if he is going to be a head coach that excels a team past its limitations, if he's going to be the franchise head coach for the New York Jets, then he should be able to make this star-studded defense look a lot better than in reality it's playing. And I said this last week, but I just don't feel like I'm seeing the Jets trending towards something. I don't feel like they're building up to something. It's just loss after loss after loss with a disappointing defense that has a lot of great players but isn't playing up to expectations or not being put into positions to succeed. And they're also shooting themselves in the foot. Penalties are a real problem with this team. Another 11 penalties for the Jets in this game. So, look, I look at Aaron Glenn, and I'm not hitting the panic button yet because we're only heading into week 6 of his career. But I will say is that if this trend continues for the entire 2025 season, then week 1, because I don't believe he's going to get fired. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you guys are going to pull Gerard Mayo. But I do think that week 1 of 2026, if this keeps going on, then Aaron Glenn is immediately starting the season on the hot seat because this is not the expectation. A good coaching staff makes a bad roster look good. A bad coaching staff makes a good roster look bad. And right now, that's what this coaching staff is doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, well said. And I definitely, hear you on a lot of those takes. TD, I know you just joined back, but we heard from Dan and myself and Colby about the Jets and the Cowboys game. Any thoughts now that you're back home?
Yeah, the Cowboys, they're a good team. And the crazy part about that game is that the Cowboys were banged up. They were missing 4 of their 5 linemen, one of them being an all-pro. Their weapons in CeeDee Lamb and Turpin were out. You let a undrafted rookie go for 114 yards in this game. Yeah, the Jets are the worst team in the NFL. They're the worst team in the NFL. And I don't. It ain't no need to debate it. The Jets are the worst team in the National
You
Football
don't have
League.
to say it like
Okay.
4 times in a row. We get the point. Okay.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you get the point. But for those in the back, the Jets are the worst team in the National Football League. Okay, they're gonna get the #1 overall pick. And listen, at least they got flexibility. They can get a quarterback, or they can trade it out and get more assets for the future. But yeah, man, Richie, man, start your mock drafts. And I told y'all this preseason. Jets fans. I said you're gonna be even worse.
Let's get into the worst team of the division, the Miami Dolphins. The team that
pretty
could not
bad.
beat a team that got annihilated by the Patriots. So let me just show you guys how broken the NFL is, while wide football in this league is very unpredictable, okay? The New England Patriots lost to the Miami Dolphins in week 2. The New England Patriots annihilated and dominated the Carolina Panthers.
You say the
We
Patriots lost to
didn't.
this?
The New England Patriots beat
We
the Dolphins.
We beat the Dolphins.
I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. The New England Patriots
Richie, all
beat the
wrong.
Miami Dolphins. We all knew that. And then the Patriots dominate the Panthers.
Yeah.
You would assume the Miami Dolphins would be able to beat these Panthers that
Why?
got annihilated by the Patriots. I meant to say you're
No,
competitive
Panthers
with the
are better
Pats, right? It was a good game.
But
Then you can't lose. You
Rival.
can't even beat the Panthers. So TD, why don't you let us know what went wrong in that game? Was it Tua? Was it the inability to come back? Was it the Panthers? Was it the defense? Sound off about that game yesterday.
It was the entire team. The entire team. Okay. The defense couldn't stop the run to save their life. The Dolphins couldn't run the ball to save their life. Then when the defense finally got some stops, they had 7 possessions in a row. The first possession, the Dolphins defense held them to a field goal. The second possession, the Dolphins defense held them to a field goal. Then 5 straight possessions, the Dolphins defense forced the Carolina Panthers to punt the football. You couldn't ask for a better 7 possession stretch, 2 field goals and 5 punts. And we're already up 17-0 at that time. So if you're up 17-0 and your defense gives up 2 field goals and 5 punts, it's the offense's job to keep the lead or extend it, and they didn't do it. And then when the defense started getting rough again, which it was only a matter of time, the Carolina Panthers came back and they took the lead and they won the game. The offense has issues. The defense has issues. The coaches have issues. Everything in Miami is a big issue. So the Miami Dolphins are in their own mode where they probably need to start tanking and trading assets away for the future. We have come to that realization. No need to sugarcoat it anymore. It's time for us to get to a better day sooner rather than later. We're a bad team, not the worst team. Thank God for that. That's reserved for the Jets. But we're a bad team. And I'm not sugarcoating it anymore. I'm not finna, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. No, we are a bad football team. And a few people going to get fired soon. So it's just a matter of time.
Wow. TD admits the truth on this show. He admits the truth on his own channel, but it's rare he does it on this one, the AFC East Roundtable. Dan, your thoughts of the Miami Dolphins having a comfortable lead at one point and squandering it to the Panthers? Your boy Bryce Young, are you back on the train?
Dude, you know what? As soon as when I'm ready to give up on Bryce Young, he reels me back in. Dude, he reels me. No, I'm just kidding. He is an awful quarterback as well. Here's how it works out for like this Dolphins team. I think they just need to pull the trigger, right? Like they just need to fire Mike McDaniel right now. And they need to get rid of Chris Greer this offseason. I'm not sure if a GM has ever been fired in the smack dab middle of a season before. I think it's typically head coach first, and then the GM goes during the offseason. But they are just so dangerously close to, like, my question is, what are they waiting for, right? He's so clearly not the answer, especially with Tyreek Hill being gone. I thought I heard a report coming out that it sounds like that, like, Tyreek is going to be released this offseason once he comes off. So it's pretty clear that all of the dominoes are lining up. Again, I'm not surprised by this. I picked the Dolphins to win this game. And for the first half of football, I thought that I was right. But unfortunately, you know, here we are, 1-4. And the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets are sitting smack dab in the basement.
The New York Jets.
The Jets are sitting in the basement of
With the Miami
AFC
Dolphins.
East with the Miami Dolphins.
Colby, any added thoughts on the Miami Dolphins losing to the Carolina Panthers, a team that your Patriots completely tore apart?
Yeah, the Patriots annihilated the Panthers last week. I mean, I know the score is 42 to 13, but that was a garbage time touchdown. The Patriots really only allowed them to get their opening drive score of 6. And outside of that, they didn't let them score. And I remember after that game, the narrative in this chat was, oh, well, it's just the Panthers. That doesn't mean much. All right, well, then how come the Miami Dolphins were not able to beat them? Not even slightly beat them. I don't care how they beat them, confidently, slightly. They didn't beat them, period. They lost to the Carolina Panthers. And I think that people need to look at this game and maybe not even have a takeaway about the Miami Dolphins, but at this point, just have a takeaway about the New England Patriots and understand that dominant win they had actually is more of a statement than people did give it credit for. But look, I mean, there's not really too much to say about Miami. We know the trajectory they're on. We know they're going to have a top 5 pick or top 10 pick, top 5 possibly at that. It's just only a matter of time before they start selling off pieces by the trade deadline, before they start firing their coaching staff and they hit an immediate rebuild this offseason. You let Rico Dowdle go for, over 100 on you. This guy was killing you, and he's running back too with Chuba Hubbard out of this game. So, again, you guys had an opportunity to win, but you guys shot yourselves in the foot, and you allowed a team to come back from behind that has shown promise in the past, and they showed that promise in this game, and that's kind of that.
TD, any signs of hope? Like, are you in tank mode as a Dolphins fan? Like, who do you got this week coming up?
The Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Are you hoping the Chargers beat you so you can go on TD Sports Talk? Be like, I told y'all, Herbert. Like, what's your overall,
we getting smoked.
But do you want to get smoked
by the Chargers?
Are you in tank mode? You just said the Jets are in tank mode. Are you as a fan, forget if the Dolphins are in tank mode. That's not my question. Are you as a fan out there on your live streams going to be rooting for a win, or where's your head at with this Dolphins team right now? Because on one side, you want the whole squad, the whole team to get purged, and winning will only prevent that.
So, Richie, they broke me. That was
me last year. Yeah, I get it.
This was the week. It's the Panthers, right? It's the Panthers. Okay? And I said, you know what? Even though I know we're probably not going to make the playoffs, I want my team to give me 8-9 wins and be competitive so I can be entertained during the season. And when we lost to the Panthers, they broke me. I don't care if we win another game. What's the purpose? I ain't one of those fans that, if you're a real fan, you root no matter what. Shut up. That's why we've been 25 years of not winning nothing. We need a change at GM, head coach, and quarterback. We need to rebuild this thing all the way over. So you know what? Give me the best draft pick I can possibly get for the new regime to hopefully pick the future tackle or quarterback in next year's draft. And if that guy ain't it, hopefully 2 years after that, we pick it another one. I'm convinced now, screw all this building. You know if you have something or you don't. You remember Drake May last year? He had nothing around him. Nobody asked him to be a superstar, but he showed promise. Nobody asked him to be everything, but he showed promise. And then you look up today and he the best quarterback in the division. You can't make this stuff up. So we'll get to that, by the way. But yeah, man, I'm done, Richie. Every loss we get is actually a win at this point. I don't care. Why do I care about, we beat the Chargers? Yay, we might go 7-10. No, I'm not one of those delusional fans thinking that you have to root, and be happy. You want them to win no matter what. We're 0-15. You should want them to win this. Man, leave me alone. We got our one win. I don't want to go winless, so we got our one win. Give me the best draft pick that I could possibly find.
So what's your energy on Sunday for the watch party?
Listen, my energy is really watching the foot, just like the Jets. This is what y'all should be. I'm in evaluation mode. What young pieces should we be focusing on making?
Yeah, but I'm still rooting for wins because I want Aaron Glenn to start winning. That's a difference. We have our coach that we're hoping.
That's your business, Richie. You keep on. I'm telling you now. You either luck out and get the elite quarterback of the future, or you need to give yourself the best chance to do it. We gotta stop looking.
I look at the lottery as a ticket, man. It's a lottery ticket. These draft picks. Getting a high draft pick does not guarantee you nothing.
Richie, it's like, say there's a 1 out of 100 chance, right? If you got the number 1 overall pick, it might be a 15 out of 100 chance. So it is a lottery, but your odds are better. We need to stop acting like probability versus possibility. Any pick is possible, but why aren't you maximizing your probability? So you can keep on running the narrative. Oh, it's the lottery. I can find a guy at 9 or whatever it may be. Yeah, the odds are way less than finding him
Yeah,
at
but
number
the
1.
last thing I'll say of that is you have a coach you want to get rid of. I have a coach that I want to prove that he's the guy. That's why I want to start winning now. Like, go win football games right now. Even if it doesn't lead to a playoff berth, I got to see something, man. I can't go 0-1-16 or 0-17 and have any optimism for Aaron Glenn's future. Like, I need to see this coaching staff. This is the coaching staff that we want to be part of it. You know, we want to believe in this coaching staff. You want to get rid of your coaching staff to bring in new guys. So I think that's the difference between the Jets and the Dolphins, which is why I rather see wins right now rather than just tank and just lose every single game, because then we're going to have conversations to get a brand new regime in here after year 1. I don't want that.
Yeah, but you have to stop thinking it's just about wins, given your circumstance. Did the Lions fans want to see wins Dan Campbell first year?
Yeah.
And what happened?
They didn't get it.
Did that tell you? Did that tell you he was a bad coach?
Yeah, at the time.
When half the season was horrible, did that tell you he was a bad coach? Stop wanting to see wins. That don't tell you when you don't have the personnel. It will not tell you anything. It might even lie to you. Until Aaron Glenn has the personnel in the team that he picks, everything else could lie to you. Don't fall for it. Trust the process, Richie.
I will. I mean, I've been trusting the process since I was born. Well, that's your Jets and your Dolphins conversation. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing about it. We'll let Colby get the floor since you are the winner here.
Actually, I want to hear from Dan first. I've been really eager to hear from Dan, and he might say some blasphemy. So in case he does, I just want to be able to rebuttal that. So I actually want to give the floor to Dan.
But there's no TD. There's no TD here, so that stinks. He'll be back. But Dan, the floor is yours. The New England Patriots went out there and there you go. Okay. Can you stop dropping out when we're trying to talk about the biggest game of the week?
Yeah,
Don't you go anywhere.
I'm having an audio issue.
All good. I'm just joking.
Audio
Dan, the floor is yours. The New England Patriots come in there, beat the Buffalo Bills for the first time in Buffalo and God knows how long. And also, I found out recently, this was the first time the Buffalo Bills lost a turnover battle since, I think, 2022 or 2023, something wild like that. So, Dan, the floor is yours. What happened in this game?
It's been a long time, man. First off, I know a lot of people are waiting for me to go out and say, oh, it was the refs, or oh, it was the defense, or oh, it was this, it was that. Like, no, listen, I'm giving all the credit in the world to the New England Patriots. They made less mistakes than we did, and they capitalized. And with Drake May looked great. So did Stefon Diggs. He had an incredible game. He was cooking absolutely everybody all over the field. And it's funny because I look at where Bills fans' mentality is going, and there's almost like this unspoken truth that criticizing the offense is like a cardinal sin, and you can't do it. But that is precisely what lost us this game, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you cannot win a football game when you turn the ball over 3 times. There was a jet sweep to Dawson Knox that he had no idea was coming, fumbled the football. Thankfully, we were able to get the ball right back on the very next play. So that at least seemingly wiped that gaffe away, followed by the fumble, which placed the New England Patriots on their own 12-yard line from Keon Coleman. And then obviously the interception from Josh Allen in the red zone, where he ended up squeezing it down into double coverage, giving the Patriots yet again another opportunity. Like, the biggest thing about this team, and like what most Bills fans always say, is like, oh my God, it's the defense. It's the defense, man. Like, that's the problem with this squad. Guys, all of the things that we criticize our defense over, they showed up, right? Like, all of us say that we have an awful third down defense. Well, we held them to converting 33% of those last night. All we say is, oh my God, like, we're going to get destroyed by the ground game and the running backs and a mobile quarterback. Like, we held Drake May to 3 carries for 12 yards. We held their running backs as well to about 3.8 yards per carry. So while I know that Tre'Davious White was getting destroyed out there by Stefon Diggs, what do we expect here, folks? Like, what do we expect? Like, we're talking about a veteran that's coming off of 2 major lower leg injuries. The defense is the defense, right? And if you're not mad at the offense for not being able to go out and score 30-plus points for a game, which we typically always do, I'm not sure which game you're talking about. Like, I'm not sure what game you're watching, right? We're not going to be able to fix our defensive woes. Our defense is our defense, right? But like what you need is more consistency from this Buffalo Bills offensive side of the ball. Now, how I look at it, and again, and this New England Patriots team won the game, and they did, right? And they won 23-20. It's something that's encouraging from my end. It's because this happens each and every single year. I joked around earlier on this episode where I said that the Buffalo Bills haven't won a Week 5 matchup since 2022, right? It's now 3 years in a row where like we completely just like have one of these games where our offense just seems anemic and nothing's happening. I'm not sounding the alarm bells right now. I'm not doing it, right? Like I know for a fact that this team, just based off of the regime and the coaching staff, you already know what's going to happen. Like we're going to rattle off probably about 7 to 8 wins in a row, scoring well over 30 plus points. And I mean, when we face the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional or the like conference championship game, who knows? We'll probably get sent home again. I don't know. But I do know when I see offensive showouts from this team, like going into it, it's not something that's a trend. So don't let other fan bases, when they see that their team loses a bad one, that's typically a sign that that's their season and that's going to be a trend for the remainder of the year. It's not the Buffalo Bills, right? Now, I'm very interested to see how this New England Patriots team plays throughout the remainder of the season, because I do recall that we had some similar energy in this live chat 3 years ago when Mac Jones beat us 14-7 in the first matchup in Buffalo in a very windy game. And I mean, we're hearing a lot of things, right? Like being like, oh, it's Mac Jones. Oh, it's the Patriots division again. Like they're going to go on ahead and run it through and the Bills are done. And what happened? So one thing I will say is that I'm not sounding the alarm bells. I still have this team being a 13-14 win squad. And sometimes losing a game like this is something just enough to be able to put this team in the right direction. And I think that we're going to bounce back appropriately against Atlanta on Monday, and we are moving forward.
Oh, that's
not
Monday
taking
night.
away anything from the Patriots. They won, and they look good. But let's see where both teams stand when we face off against them in Foxborough here in a couple of weeks.
Follow-up quick question, Dan. You can be short-winded with this. Any nerves creeping in of the Patriots stealing the AFC East Division after that game last
Sorry, stolen.
No nerves. All right.
Nope.
Well, that was Dan Mitchell talking about this game after the Patriots go out there and have the biggest game of their season, the biggest game in years.
Except for, I will say this. So there's not just one more matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots, and there's going to be two. There's two more matchups between the Bills and the Patriots this year.
You better hope not.
There won't be.
Would you want that, Dan? Would you want New England coming to Buffalo in a wild card or divisional?
Yeah.
Why would they be coming to Buffalo and not going to New England?
We're better on the
Y'all
road
see,
anyway.
This
So
is the stuff I be talking about, man. Y'all got to stop this mess.
It's all hypotheticals, TD. Come on. Colby.
Yeah, where's the hypothetical of them going to New England?
I will say this, right? Don't act surprised by week 12, week 13, when I am right. When Buffalo goes on some 9 to 10 game win streak, we're the first seed. It's bound to happen, dude. Like this team, I know this team. They always lay an egg randomly in October, which we always do. But in November and December, we are an incredible football team, and I'm not worried. Like, we're going to bounce back just fine.
Colby, you're on your high horse. I mean, this is probably the highest Patriots fans have felt in 2 years. 2 years or 3 years. So let it out there. You didn't dethrone the Bills yet, but you beat them in their own house. Let them know. How you feeling right now?
You know, Dan, I'm hearing you say that I know the Bills, and it'll be fine. I expect this. But 2 weeks ago, you were saying that the Buffalo Bills were going to go undefeated. In fact,
I asked if the Buffalo Bills could go undefeated. I have a receipt saying 15-2.
They were going to go undefeated. And you know what, Dan? I would have came on.
I even said that we would split with you this year.
I wouldn't have even said anything to you, Dan. I wouldn't have said. Don't make me pull up the receipts, Dan, because I got them ready. And here's the thing, is I would have gone easy on you because ultimately I said the same thing. I think this is going to be a close game. I think people are going to respect the Patriots. I think it could go either way. But the Buffalo Bills have won 15 straight at Orchard Park, right? They're undefeated, only undefeated team left in the league. So until the Patriots can prove that this new system can beat a team of that caliber, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win. And I had a good feeling about the Patriots, but I went with logic over what my gut was telling me. And so I wasn't upset with you because you said essentially the same thing I did. But then it was brought to my attention by several people that you posted something on social media the day of the game about your preview and prediction about this New England Patriots game, where you said that the Buffalo Bills were going to blow the Patriots out and they were going to win confidently. So, Dan, we have those receipts pulled up. In case you don't believe me, we could always pull those up. So that's what made this win even more sweet. But you know what? I also tried to tell you guys, I tried to tell Bills fans that this wasn't unrealistic. And I feel like Bills fans slept on the Patriots. I felt like, to an extent, the Buffalo Bills slept on the New England Patriots, and it proved to be your demise. The New England Patriots beat you in 2021. They beat you in 2022. They beat you in 2023. They beat you in 2024. And it was always excuse after excuse after excuse on why the New England Patriots were winning these games or why they played close games even when they would lose to you. The New England Patriots just know how to play the Buffalo Bills. And honestly, there should be no discussion about the refs in this game. Was it the Patriots' fault or the refs' fault that you also almost lost to the Saints last week and had 11 penalties last week, just like you did this week? No. Grow a pair. The New England Patriots were better. Be mature. You slept on them, and they're a better team than you projected them to be. Okay? I mean, the Buffalo Bills ended up tying this game because of the penalties that the New England Patriots were gifting the Buffalo Bills. Roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness. That allowed you to go down the field, immediately be in field goal position, not because of anything you did, but because of what we did, and tie the game. But Drake May played better football at the end of the day and was able to beat clutch and go on his first ever career game-winning touchdown drive. Or not touchdown, but game-winning drive, period. So nonetheless, I look at this game, and whether it was a win or lose, I just wanted the Patriots to be respected. I wanted people to understand that this team isn't the old team. I kept hearing, Dan reference Mac Jones. This isn't Mac Jones. The Drake May and Mac Jones don't even have the same style of quarterback. Mac Jones was never being talked about as a top 5 to top 10 quarterback. Drake May, on the other hand, is. Drake May's already a top 10 quarterback. You can argue with the wall. The stats back it up. In fact, it's an easier time to argue he's a top 5 quarterback than to argue he's not a top 10 quarterback. Drake May in this game, 22 of 30, 273 yards, 12.4 yards per throw, no turnovers, sacked 4 times, and a 101.1 overall rating. Another game with over a overall 100 quarterback rating. Drake May started this game off a little bit rough. Okay, and the offensive line didn't do a great job outside of Will Campbell, who absolutely shut down Bosa and company, by the way, but we don't need to talk about that. When he finally settled down, Drake May was surgical and Drake May was clutch, and he showed why, statistically speaking, Drake May is the most clutch quarterback in the NFL. And the most important half of football is the second half. The most important quarter is the fourth quarter. And that's where the Patriots needed to dominate to win this game. Drake May in the second half was 13 of 14 with 184 passing yards. In the fourth quarter, he was 6 for 6 for 90 passing yards. Stefon Diggs, the captain of the week for the Patriots, goes for just under 150 total yards, getting his revenge on Buffalo, saying, and I quote, "Yeah, it was personal." So the New England Patriots are to be respected. And I think the great part about this win is the fact that the Patriots had 0 run game. Travion Henderson led this team with 6 attempts for 24 yards. Ramondre Stevenson fumbled and got benched. Antonio Gibson's out for the year because he tore his ACL a couple of drives after Ramondre Stevenson fumbled and ultimately did get benched. You knew how the New England Patriots were going to play football. You knew how they had to beat you. They had to win through the air because they had no ground game they can rely on. The Patriots were one-dimensional in this game, and they still beat you. They forced Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to under 30 points, to a team that was averaging 30 points heading into this game, to a team that doesn't turn the football over at all, and they forced 3 total, it was 2 fumbles and 1 interception, 2 of which were by Josh Allen. The Patriots were the better team. The Patriots, I'm not saying are going to win the division this year. That's not the expectation. But 2026, you better believe the New England Patriots are coming for that division, and they showed you that here in this game.
So like I said, a great performance from the New England Patriots. So good that 90% of the Pats fans in this chat threw away their Tom Brady Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey and have hopped back on the bandwagon.
You better believe it, baby. baby. We're back.
30% of these fifth graders that read at a second grade reading level are in here thinking that, oh my God, run your victory laps, have fun.
Dan's
But
scared,
let's
bro.
have
You hear that?
let's
That's
have
true.
this conversation.
He's scared.
Let's have this conversation at the end of the year. Congratulations, Patriots fans. If any of you guys were around, all right, for the past 3 years, welcome back. All right. Except for my boy Parks. He's always been here. Shout out Parks. Then maybe you would have known that I have regularly given the Patriots credit. I was one of the few on this panel that have said that we would split with the Patriots this year. Okay, that I was high on Drake May. I loved what Mike Vrabel brought to the organization. I'm just saying, I hope that I see each and every single one of you in here in December. I really hope I see each and every single one of you in December. Your team is in the right trajectory, and you're doing well. I just hope that you guys can maintain the success.
And what about that TikTok video, though, Dan, huh? We gonna confidently beat the Patriots. We gonna blow
And rent
them
was
out.
due. Yeah, rent was due, baby. Rent was
TD.
due, baby. You already know what it is.
I'll forgive you.
All right.
Yeah, let
well,
me get my take because I'm having all kind of technical difficulties. But
Yeah, go ahead.
congratulations, Kobe. Congratulations. You have actually, sat there all season, and last season, humble, knowing your team was following a process of rebuilding. And the Patriots actually gave us like 5-6 years for somebody to do something until they came back, and they're back. And I think I'm gonna actually mail this to you. I'm gonna mail this crown to you so you can
Thank you.
put it on
Look
your
for that.
head because the New England Patriots are the kings of the AFC East once again until the Dolphins find a quarterback, but we'll be there. The Bills were supposed to take over and they missed their window. The New England Patriots are the best team in this division, ladies and gentlemen, and I tried to tell y'all that. Now, all these people that want to say the hate is real, oh my gosh, you're over-exaggerating. Let me help y'all understand something and take out the trolling and the automatic, oh, well, this guy doesn't know what he talk about. Just listen to logic for a second. The Buffalo Bills haven't beaten a single team this year over 500. Not a single winning team. And y'all thought that was impressive. I knew that the way the New England Patriots pretty much has played everyone, and I'm not worried about the stinkers early on because it's a new coach. They're figuring it out, but I know Vrabel, and I know what he brings to that team, that intensity. What you saw on the defensive side of the football last night from the New England Patriots was nothing short of elite. Nothing short of elite team play. Those guys were all, you know how many times Josh Allen had to scramble for his life? Looking, nothing open. Only the few times he had 6, 7, 8 seconds to throw did he find a tight end over the middle or something. This defense absolutely put a number on the Bills. Now, whether or not the Patriots offense was going to be able to score enough to beat the Bills. But that boy Drake May, the best quarterback in the division now, came and showed up and showed out in the biggest moment of his career, biggest game, biggest stage, prime time, the world watching, and not only did he, right now, Drake May is the better quarterback than Josh Allen. Has he had a better career?
TD, this isn't hitting as hard as you think with your connection and audio problems.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's
I
like,
get what you're saying, though. The Patriots
Several
are
of
elite.
you are probably wondering why I'm smiling right now because I know how this ends. I know how this ends.
Oh my.
I know how this ends. I mean, honestly, like I said, go look at the Week 5 episode of the AFC East Roundtable for the past 2 years, all right? And you'll get what I'm talking about, all right? It's the exact same energy for the past 2 years. I know how this ends, and a part of you guys know how it ends as well, but you haven't been able to accept it quite yet. No discredit to the Patriots. They looked great. They earned that win. I'm not giving any excuses. The Buffalo Bills were sorry last night. They didn't deserve to win the game. But I know how this ends. Well, now you're coming into Gillette, so we'll see you soon, Dan. And either way, you can't say that you were the better team against the Patriots. Either way, you can't. Because worst case scenario, I didn't.
we split. Worst case scenario.
That's what I said. Right in the offseason. I said if any team beats us and splits with us, it's the Pats. So I don't know where this narrative's coming around that, oh, Dan, man, like he was disrespecting the Patriots. Come on.
And so you know what?
I've been giving them nothing but love.
They
all
need a
offseason.
villain,
saying
Dan.
this
They
stuff
need
now.
you to be the villain.
Dan is saying
And they
this
need
stuff
me to be the
now,
villain.
but when we go
Yeah.
to the Senior Bowl and he has me over at his house, I'm gonna be sleeping in the basement. Let's be honest.
There's no basements in Florida.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna be sleeping in the attic. I'm gonna be sleeping.
No,
in
no, no,
something.
no. You're going to be sleeping in the guest bedroom in a gated community, all brick house, baby. That's what you're doing. And some of these fifth graders got a gate code to get in their hood, man. Get out of here, fool.